So, this guy, Malcolm Barrett, is an amazing actor. You guys know him from Timeless on NBC, where he plays Rufus. He also was on an amazing ABC television show called Better Off Ted. Was that your first series regular?
It wasn't my first. The first one was Luis Guzman's show.
Oh, right. What was the premise of Luis Guzman's show?
He was a donut shop owner in Spanish Harlem.
Yes.
And I came in, I played TK, although you never know my name, and I came in, I was just selling stuff from off the street.
Every episode?
I'm like, hey man, you want an umbrella and a xylophone?
And so now we're gonna move into diversity in television. What has it been like for you as an African-American man in the industry?
Everything is ebbs and flows, and everything sort of changes depending on where you are. When I first started out, I think I have, and to this day, to an extent, a reputation for saying no.
What do you mean? Explain that.
And that there's roles that I won't do or certain parts that I won't take because, you know, for me, when I first got in there, look, if you think you're individualistic or original at all, then you probably don't want a majority of the roles that are written there for you. If you are original, then probably that role isn't immediately available to you.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? They're not necessarily immediately writing roles for the type of person I am.
Right.
And so you wind up trying to meet out what makes the most sense, how you can fit in, where you go. You know, when I first started out, I was also a poet, and I remember one of the first intros I got that I had them read was Malcolm got into poetry because he was tired of playing basketball guy number 2. Which I think is facetious as I was being, might have been my second movie role was basketball guy number 2.
Yeah, I've been a lot of meter maids and nurses and secretaries, trust me.
So I've also played drug dealer on Sopranos, you know, which I had misgivings about. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it.
Because you felt that it put out the wrong image as a black man?
Because very much feeling like, okay, do I want to put out that sort of imagery?
Yeah.
But at the same time, coming from where I come from, it's just like, these are real people. And what makes a stereotype isn't necessarily just the role that you play, but the dimensionality and the depth under which you play. But it's also that same thing of like, do I never want to play people that are from my neighborhood? Like, how do I represent where I'm from?
Right.
You know, same thing even with playing Rufus on Timeless, you know.
Was that written for a black man?
Rufus, yes.
Okay.
My role on Better Off Ted was written any ethnicity.
Okay.
That was any of TK on Luis.
He's black man.
He's written as black guy.
He's written as black guy. What's it like playing Rufus in historic situations? This is Puppet Girl again.
I was raring to go before the show started because I was getting things like, what are you doing going back in time? What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you doing that for black folks? Or I was like, really?
They were afraid.
I was like, really? And I understand seeing it being handled because here's the thing, we don't see this. There's never any episode that's fully horrible for me because there's always a moment of catharsis or enjoyment. And there was back and forth behind the scenes talk about the episode where we go back and see George Washington because my character, I felt like, wasn't talking a lot in the episode, which was fine in terms of, that's kind of how the show works. Different characters have different highlights. But I was like, look guys, in the episode where we finally go and deal with slavery, I think it's not a good move that I'm kind of quiet.
Yeah.
During
you might want to let me speak in this
Do you know what I mean? So there was two interesting things that happened, which was, one, they didn't wind up using the line, but we shot it, which shows you that they listened, which was, I had a line where it was just like, would George Washington have like 200 slaves? Yeah, I'll be fine. But in that same episode then, I had pitched to them, because there's a line where I fight off the slave master, one of the slave masters, but I said I wanted, because it was as though I was all of a sudden like this strong character.
Yeah.
And what I had pitched for them was me, before I get there, creeping up and seeing the slaves and having that be what affected me and changed me to go over there. My original pitch was me, because I have to wait outside for a lot of shit, because I'm always just like,
you can't go in,
stuff I can't go. So
right.
my original pitch was me seeing them and going like, I'm sick of waiting outside.
Got to.
So, but they used all of the pitch except for that line.
Yeah.
They used me looking, seeing that, taking it all in, and then going.
Yeah.
But that's the cool thing about that episode, which was hard and difficult, which is that there's the behind the scenes of having all these actors and real human people who are depicting slaves, and the fact that we're in the cold and rain and outside and dealing with that. But the positive thing is, like, I whooped the slave master's ass and saved the day.
Amen. What's the best piece of advice you ever received?
I'm going to name drop all throughout the show.
I want you to name drop.
One of the best pieces of advice, which feels very generic, I got from Cedric the Entertainer.
Ooh, that's a big one. I almost have to pick that one up. That's a big one to just drop.
I'm sorry, it's not a big deal. Anyway, we were doing this Tom Hanks movie, And
wow. Do you see him do 2? He buried the lead.
So I'm standing next to Taraji.
Oh, Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah, P. Henson.
From Empire. So that's 3. Let's count these name drops, you guys.
And I go to Cedric and I say, how do we make it? How do we do it? How do we like be successful and whatever? And he's like, I seen you around, man. He was just like, just stay persistent.
Wow.
He's like, that's all you got to do. You just have to keep going at it and keep doing that. And I just sort of build on that philosophy, which is that you have to be consistent and stay relevant. I actually measure what I do every year. I go like, how many pilots, how many guest spots have I done, how many movies, how many internet shows, how many do, because no matter what, I like to stay relevant.
That's one thing about you. Even when you have a show, you're still doing rap shows. You're still coming in and doing stuff with Skybound. Like, you're always everywhere, which I think is kind of, if I had to think of a secret for people of color to make their way in this industry, you have to diversify.
Yeah.
You can't be just that one thing.
No.
You can't come out just once a year when you have a movie and be in the south of France or wherever for the rest of the year. You have to literally be pounding the pavement all the time because, you know, we have to keep our faces out there.
That's what I admire about you. You admire
stuff about me?
Yeah, I'm always like, it doesn't matter what show she's doing, she's always on. So, like, I facetiously use TV's blah, blah, blah for people, but you, like, I seriously use it. Like, you are seriously, I'm like, you can put her anywhere, like, any space, anytime, she will have, if you let her on TV for 30 seconds, she'll have a TV show.
Oh,
it doesn't matter what the show is. It's true, it's true.
I love you.
I'm your friend because you're doing good in the business. If you were not successful, you wouldn't chill as much.
You know what? That's not true. That's not true. If you were any Walking Dead character, Ellen wants to know this. Who would you be if you could be any Walking Dead character, dead or alive?
I don't know who I'd be, because there's no guy that's like funny but will kill you.
Funny but will kill you.
Daryl's brother. Negan, yeah, I'd be Negan.
You'd be Negan?
Oh, that's
horrible.
Oh, God.
Why would you say you want to be?
Oh, that said more about me than I wanted it to.
Let me fix you with that. I'm gonna cover this by saying, if I were to be any Walking Dead character, I would probably choose Sasha.
Sasha's cool.
Sasha's cool.
Sasha's cool.
She's brave and strong.
You know what? I thought about it.
Yeah.
I would still be Negan.
Horrible. Remember, everything that we've been here talking about, this whole hour of time with Malcolm is going to benefit DonorsChoose.org. It's an amazing organization that allows teachers to do things for their students with our help. We are the donors that get to choose. So please go to DonorsChoose.org and search for a project that speaks to you. And give. And a lot of times on Donors Choose, I forgot to share this, all these streams, sometimes there's matches. So your dollar amount gets matched by a company that believes in what these teachers are doing. So we're gonna sign a lot of swag that we're gonna give to all of you big givers. And we did these streams. We have one more next week with the fabulous Gillian Jacobs, my stink from Community.
You know what?
Yes.
She was my favorite actress on Community. Love her.
You know,
love her.
I was on Community too.
No, Gillian Jacobs was.
Well, it's actually Gillian.
A lot of times it's pronounced different.
It is, but it is Gillian.
Okay.
And
well, she's my favorite.
Listen, I would stay here and talk to you longer, but that is not my job. Bye, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week when Gillian Jacobs is here. Thank you, Malcolm Barrett, and thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week, 5:30. Bye.